Hey, just gonna make a quick video. If you have any questions besides this, I probably won't answer them because I have no interest in the game anymore. But I'm just gonna make a quick little guide here for people asking. So, what are the talents and what kind of gear should you go for as double rogue? In Season 6, I would suggest for you to go with these talents. So, the only difference really compared to the standard spec is that you play without Hemorrhage, you play without Cheat Death, and you play without Filthy Tricks and Unarmed Thieves. And you're going with this, and I'll explain why I do all of these things. So to start off with, I just want to go over with the glyphs, go over the glyphs first. Obviously you go Dance, you go Vigor, and the reason why you go Vigor is because you need it for your rotation, otherwise they might get like a PS off before the Garrett expires, something which I'll go over in this expo. You take this over Glyph of Tricks of Trade or Glyph of Eviscerate, because this is really important to get away with. Against paladins and DKs and so on. When you have done your opener and then you're trying to reset. I also think going with 3 out of 3 camouflage is really good, because getting away again is really important. Hemorrhage you don't need because you're gonna ambush only really, which is also why this talent sucks. But yeah, you want to go without Hemorrhage, and you skip Cheat Death because you need other talent points instead, such as this one. You need to go Waylay because as this spec you're gonna play, or as this comp you're gonna play double damage poison on both rogues. You're not gonna play crippling ever. You can swap to a crippling weapon to like Shiv, slow a Spirit Wolf or something, but that's about it. You don't need this because again you want other talent points over this, and you're not gonna struggle with getting combo points. This is not important because your games are so short. And Cheat Death is not very useful because if you get to that point, you're gonna lose anyways. When I played WotLK in Season 1 in TBC, I played without Cheat Death as well for the same reason. It's kind of like all in. Like, if you don't kill, you're gonna die if you're at that HP anyways. So, I don't like Cheat Death. I think it's not good for this. Okay, going over to the more relevant talents. You're obviously not gonna bleed anyone, so you don't want this shit. You rather have this. You don't go with lethality because you're not really gonna backstab. And it doesn't work for Ambush Rise since it says increase the critical strike damage bonus of all common point generating abilities that do not require stealth by 6% times 5. Now this is the really important part. So you're gonna play double damage poison like I said, yeah? And in this case you can go 3 out of 3 vile poisons or 5 out of 5 improved poisons, and then you have to give up 2 talent points elsewhere, which will come from camouflage. But I'll explain why this is not good. If you search for instant poison, the highest rank, instant poison is gonna have 20% chance to proc, whereas wound poison is gonna have a 50% chance to proc baseline. The highest rank instant poison versus wound poison. And so this talent is a bit misleading because it says and the frequency of applying instant poison to your target by 10%. But it's 10% times 5 off that 20%. So it's 10%. No, it's 50% off that 20%. So it's 20 plus 10%, which is 30% chance to apply instant poison with this, whereas it's 50% with wound poison. And you get more damage from this as well, right? 20% damage from your wound poison. So both of you should play vile poisons and go with wound poison. Alright? That's that. As far as gearing goes, in Season 6 I made this. I'll leave a link to it in the description as well. Basically the thought process is, I've compared it, and for PvP is still superior to PV gear. So you still go with these 4 Furious pieces, you just go with the, I think it's the Oxaron legs. Then you want this expertise belt because it gives more attack power. You want the BOE boots. These 2 rings. You still use Bandit's Insignia. If you're human, you should go with Darkman Card still instead of the PP Trinket. But if you really want to try, Double Dwarf is insane. I think you can get Tranquilus Double Dwarf with probably like 80% win loss if you're good. This because of the stats and the socket. Obviously the Algalon Dagger. For offhand, you have a bunch of choices. But it's up to you what you want to go with. If you have a slower offhand, it's good for poison procs, I guess. You don't play with tailoring because you cannot get found. Like, it's really important that you don't get found against like ferals and shit when you're trying to find them for sap. Because I had a bunch of issues with trying to find a feral, and then he finds me before I find him because I don't have this. So you need this. Fuck tailoring. Also, tailoring doesn't proc in like the first second. It procs after like 2 seconds. So it's not like that good. Therefore, you just go jewel crafting with these gems instead. And then your second profession will be engineering with hand-mounted pyro rockets. You want this cloak with armor pen and double sockets. And this neck, yeah, with insane stats as well. Alright, so after that, what I'm gonna do is this. I'm gonna go over my PP video I've made, and I'm gonna go over each strategy and why we're doing what we're doing, right? In this video. So let me mute this. As you can see, we're facing Warrior Paladin, and the thought process behind this is I'm opening with Premat Sheep Shot and overlapping Kidney because that's gonna be longer, right, against the Warrior. And I need this because then we don't get bled. He can still Trinket and charges and bleed us, or he can like blaze them on the way there if we're trying to blind him. He can try and blaze them on the blind, but it's really important to do this. Just Premat Sheep Shot, overlap Kidney on the Warrior because it gives you enough time. If the Warrior sits it, it gives you enough time. And a lot of them get confused, but it gives you enough time to do damage and force bubble on the Paladin, and then you can win the game still. You know, this is a hard comp in general. And then we force bubble, and yeah, he just ends up dying, right? I also, look at this, really important. When I do it the second go, I have pre-cloak up before, because I won't afford that global. And the reason I have the pre-cloak is because the Paladin can Trinket Hodge, and then Warrior can come in fear, and then it's over. So you have the pre-cloak, then Premat Sheep Shot into Kidney on the Warrior. Okay? Against Rogue Mage, I actually think this is a pretty hard comp, by the way, in Wrath to face, because you can't kill a mage the same way you could in TBC. So you should go Rogue. The problem is the mage has 1v2 potential. He can easily 1v2 you, because you have to blow Cloak and shit to avoid deep freezes and really fast cast time sheeps and so on. So that's really it. Mage Priest, I mean, you just kill the mage, right? You sap the priest, and whether it's Disc or False Mage, and just kill the mage. That's kind of like free win. Against Rogue Priest, if you don't get sap, well, you just open, right? Sheep Shot, Garrot, and you still want a Sheep Shot because you can turn otherwise, so you still want a Sheep Shot on the Garrot, and then just spam ambushes, right? Very easy. What else? This comp is almost impossible. Hey, I forgot the bubbler, but it's almost impossible because they can bop the shaman, Trinket bop the shaman, you can spam heal. What else? DK Priest. Again, a DK with the brain because the poison spec we're playing, right? Can Trinket AMC on the healer, whether it's a paladin or a priest. Because about 30% of your damage should come from wild poisons. I mean wound poison with double wound poison with the wild poison spec. What else? Rob Shadow Priest can actually be a bit tricky if you don't get opener. This guy thought it's Rogue Mage, so he removed his 42 buff. but we just end up ambushing the priest. And we win here because it doesn't have fortitude and because everything crit, and yeah. Anyways, go over this. Again, same strategy. Now, Torsten thought that we were gonna kill him because of what I'm about to show you later. But overlap Sheepshock in here. It obviously parries because I trinket walls, and yeah, he's facing me. It's because he thought we were gonna kill him, because that's what we normally do in Telecom sometimes, if it's the first time we face it. So first bubble, and then we go away. And then we don't kill here, we just kill. Alright, against this, we just kill for bubble. Lock this gang cast and just one-shot him. Oh yeah, here's the example. So this is why Torsten used the Trinket Wall, because we can do this against the warriors. We can literally just die instantly. So the ones that are used to it, they go defensive stance and stand with a shield on, and I do Trinket Wall still. Again, Feral Disc, really easy if you just get sap on the Feral, then you just kill the priest instantly. He just dies. I don't think there's much more comp variety in this video, so that might be all I have to go over. To be sure. Oh yeah, DK Paladin. So, when it comes to DK Paladin, really important, you're gonna have a problem with getting diseases on you through cloak, right? So what you want to do is you want to maybe dear gouge the DK or something after you try to run away, and then cloak vanish after. And because you camouflage and sprint cliff and so on, you're gonna run really quickly right away from them, so on. But it's about avoiding the diseases as you're trying to reset. You open Paladin again, yeah. You force bubble. If the DK has a brain, he can trinket and stand on the Paladin and AMC. Also, one thing that 99.9% of all Paladins don't do is, look, if they just stand with their back against the wall, then you have to step to even get to ambush them. Then they turn around into the open. Then you have to adjust your positioning against the road. Then they turn back to the wall, and then what do? You can't do anything. If they do that with Trinket AMC, you'd never win. But none of them do that really, so. What else? I think that's all. That's all the comp varieties. I don't want to go over each game here, but yeah. I also had some against Prig and Hans, right? I'm not sure where that is. Oh, it's here. So Prig and Hans. Again, if you trinket bots, the shaman is not stands here and spam heals. It's really fucking hard, man. But and also if they stand with 8's positioning and so on, we just try to rush them on this map if they're gonna stand on like the rope or something. We just insta sprint in and just step sap and go insta. Sometimes I just step sheep shot before he even gets the sap. Yeah, force bubble, or in this case we've gotten bubble. We open here, as you can see it on the timer, right, on the eye, because this is 1:30 when the gates open. So we're up here 8 seconds in, so that means we have rushed, and we're opening here, so they didn't even get to adjust the positioning. And then we go here, and then this time he trinkets, he gets killing on it, and yeah. You still want to sheep shot king both times. Actually, first time you just sheep shot and use this rate, because you need to force bubble, maybe you can kill before. It's possible. Anyways, I think that's all I had to go over. Again, in season 6 the comp is probably the best, but in season 5 in my opinion. Season 8 is still really good. Season 7 it's not that great, but you can get rank 1 with this comp every season. If you can, go double dwarf, because then you're not going to struggle with DKs and warriors, and you won't like damage from second trinket because you're playing with double offensive damage poison, right? That's like 30% of your damage. So a lot of people look at it and they say like, oh my god, double human rogue, you have double DPS string. Yeah, but that's not really much of the damage. That's maybe like 20% of your damage, but poisons is like 30 to 40% of your damage. So, but most people don't even realize it, which is why the DKs, they don't trinket AMC and some for the trinkets and wind poison. which does a lot of damage. Anyways, that's all I wanted to go over. Take care, peace.